I'm here to dissect a classic album in hip hop, and when I was doing my research on my favorites, the first album that came to mind was Nas Illmatic. Now, this is a 1994 classic where Nas emerged on the scene as one of the premier artists that carried the torch from some of your favorite 80s hip hop artists. Illmatic is, the reason why it's so classic is because it speaks not only for the 90s, but even today in 2012, you can still relate to it. There's a track on there called, it's just so many. It's a 10 album track, and you have Genesis, you have One Love, you have Whose World Is It? The World Is Yours. That track specifically, it speaks to what you're trying to do in life. This album is an album that I put on whenever I need motivation, I need that extra oomph of inspiration. And Whose World Is It? It really paints a picture that anything that you put your mind to, you can do. Nas is a Queensbridge artist, and growing up in Brooklyn, whenever I used to rep, Nas, Illmatic is the joint. People in my hood and in my neighborhood used to say, nah, man, you from Brooklyn, and they used to, go ahead and segregate from boroughs. But I caught on to Nas because he spoke to me personally. He's just a prolific thinker. His music is thought-provoking. Illmatic just set the foundation for all majority hip-hop artists. If you ask any hip-hop artist who's their top 5 or top 10 rappers that have inspired them to do what they're doing, Nas is in that list. New York State of Mind. Let's break down that track real quick. Being from New York City, that track spoke to me personally because it really broke down what was going on in the neighborhoods of New York City as a whole. Not just the borough of Queens, not just BX, Staten Island, Brooklyn, but it broke down New York as a whole. Now, it doesn't only apply to New York City because that track speaks to hoods everywhere in the country. But it's just trying to break down to you that this is a New York state of mind. I could go on and on and on about this album, Nas Illmatic. If you ask me if you need to download it or just pass it up or buy it, I need to tell you to buy it. Try to get it autographed. That's how much classic this album is. It's legendary from my favorite artist, Nasir Jones, Nasty Nas. Willie Esco, I'm out.